Hey, it's Kim again. I'm back from the couponworkshop.com, and I promised I'd come back and show you very quickly how to make the fabric earrings. Now again, there's another video where I show you how to do paper earrings. Well, this is a different variation on that. Well, a lot different. So that's why I wanted to make sure I showed you that, and it's using fabric. So we're going to start off with the supplies that you're going to need. Okay? So of course, you're working with fabric, so you're going to need some fabric scissors. You're also going to need some scissors that you can use on paper. If you don't already know this, you don't want to use your fabric scissors for paper or your paper scissors for fabric. First of all, if you use your scissors to cut paper, you're not going to be able to cut fabric. So you don't want to mix up the two. So separate fabric scissors, separate paper scissors. You're going to need some type of a marker so you can write around a template. You're going to need these things that I actually got from the Dollar Tree, and what they are, they call them cotton rounds, and they look like this. They're it's those things that you use to clean your face with. You put astringent on there, clean your face. That's all it is. You get 80 in a pack from the Dollar Tree. These things are wonderful, and I'll show you what you're going to use them for, of course. You're going to need some pliers. Needle nose is best. You're going to need something that you can use to punch a hole in fabric. I use this. It's a tagging gun or a quilter's tagger. I'm not sure what they call it. It's made by Dritz. You can get it from the fabric store. You can use anything that you're comfortable with using to punch a hole. Just make sure you can punch a hole through fabric with it, through multiple layers of fabric. So it needs to be something that's pretty sturdy. You're going to need some paper or something that you can use as a template for the shapes that you decide to make. I decided to just use some scrap paper, and I made a circle in Word on the computer the size that I wanted, printed it out, and then cut it out, and that's the template that I use for these particular earrings. I also used fabric glue. This one is Fabri-Tac permanent adhesive, bonds fabrics, lace, glass, leather, wood, trims. It really does. Grabs fast and dries clear, acid free and washable, so it won't tear anything up. I really like it. You may have one that you like better, but so far this has worked really well for me. The only thing is I don't like the way it squeezes out that much, but I'm working around that. I can live with it. I also used the bottom of it for in this particular video because I needed that particular size for the top part of the earring. So trace around that. Okay, and you're going to need, of course, for jewelry findings, the jump ring. Oh, can you see that? Probably not. It's hard to display a jump ring, you guys. They're so tiny. Okay, that's the jump ring. That's the thing that you're going to connect the earring parts with. And of course, you're going to need, did I even take that out? No, I didn't. You're going to need the hooks that go at the top of the earring. Okay? So, let me show you an example in case you didn't see the last video that I did. Oh, also, I highly recommend that you get these. You're probably not going to be able to see these, but I'm going to hold them up and hopefully. They are little clear earring stoppers that go on the back of your earrings, and you're probably going to have a hard time seeing that. I apologize, but it keeps the earrings from falling off your ears, and it keeps them from falling off of display cards if you choose to put them on a display card. So I highly recommend those. You're also going to need some cotton fabric. It can be done in any cotton fabric, and the reason I recommend cotton fabric is because it's so easy to work with. It's easy to cut, it's movable, it moves well, but it doesn't slip away from you like a silk or satin would. And here's an example of some that I've already done. That's done in this cotton fabric. Now for this, I bought a half yard because I had originally purchased it to make a bow tie for my son. You don't need this much fabric at all. As you can see, it did not take that much fabric. And it's cotton on the front and recycled denim on the back. Okay? For that particular pair. For this particular pair, it is the cotton design on the front. Isn't that cute, you guys? Ready for Valentine's Day? and the same fabric on the back. So you decide whether or not you want to back it with the same fabric or with a denim or a solid cotton. It doesn't matter. And it happens to be this particular fabric. Now, when I'm going to do earrings, and I'm sure I'm only going to do earrings, I usually buy about 1/8 of a yard. This is 1/8 of a yard of fabric. Actually, it's a little over if you ask me, and I love that about Hancock fabrics. It's 45 inches wide, if I opened it up all the way and you could see it all the way. But what I want you to notice is that with 1/8 of a yard of fabric, I mean, you can make a lot of earrings depending on the size earrings that you make. That's quite a bit, you know. And actually, this fabric has already been cut because remember, I made these, and that's not a tiny earring. So the reason I said that is because if you need some extra cash and you're a crafter and you want something that you can do that won't cost you a lot of money to create, but you could, you know, get a pretty penny, these actually sold for $10. Now, if you're finding the fabric on sale for, say, $5.99 a yard and you only need 1/8 of that, you can make a lot of money off some earrings, okay? So just a little sidebar I want you to know, in case you're a crafter. Okay, another variation on that is actually done with the Uno cards, and it's fabric on the back. And the only reason I'm showing you these is because I want you to understand that once you get the concepts, once you understand the concepts that I'm showing you, you can go wild with it. You can create anything you want. All you need to know is what supplies are needed, where to find them, and how to do it. And that's it. And you can create anything you want. I have somebody that requested Alabama, and so I'm going to do a really cute pair out of those, okay? So I'm going to lower the video. I'm going to move out of the way. You don't see my giant gut, and I'm going to lower the video so that you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, so basically you're going to put your template on your fabric, and again, look, this is the fabric. It's 1/8 of a yard of fabric, 45 inches wide, and this and this is all I'm going to use to make earrings out of all of this, and so I can get tons more earrings out of that, okay? Again, it's really economical, okay? Because you know how I love my projects. I like them quick, I like them easy, I like them fun, and I like them very inexpensive, and this particular project is, okay? So I'm going to hold it down a little bit, and I hope that comes out okay because I can't really see how the lighting is going to be on that. Let me adjust it for you a little bit. I want to make sure you can actually see what I'm doing. Okay, I probably made it worse, but hopefully not. Hopefully you can see, like I said, the concept. Okay, so you're going to take your piece of cotton, and again, you can use any fabric. If you chose to use a really fancy silk or satin, you could do that, but I just think the cotton is a lot easier to work with, and so that's what I recommend. So you're going to put your template down on course on the wrong side of the fabric because you don't want to put any markings on the right side of the fabric, and you'll just take your marker and your trace around. Now let me tell you this, you can get invisible markers that or pencils that you can use and then you can rub off the markings later. That's way too much work for me, so I don't do that. So I use the piece of paper that I printed off the computer for this size circle here, which is going to be the bottom of the earring. If you want to, you can make it the top. Remember, it's up to you. I'm just showing you the concept. And then for the top part of the earring, for this size, I actually chose the bottom of the Fabri-Tac bottle because it's the size I thought. I went, oh, that's the size that I want. And so I just sat it down, placed it, of course, and you trace around it. And you cut your circles. I already did one pair, but just for newbies who are not, because I get a lot of people, you guys, that will contact me and say, look, I'm not a crafter, that was still too challenging for me, can you just send me a pair, I'll pay for them. And trust me, I don't mind, these are going to be for sale. I don't mind those people. My daughter is like that. She is not a crafter. Fortunately, her mother is, so she gets tons of free stuff. But I do sell them, so that's not a problem. I don't have a problem with making money at all. But I do at least want you to understand the concept and, you know, even try the concept. Look at how easy it is. I mean, I'm basically using skills. And look, you guys, I don't even have a steady hand. I really don't. I am one of the least steady people you ever want to meet in terms of having steady hands anyway. But You know, we use these skills, this cutting, this tracing, cutting, and pasting, where? In kindergarten. That's where we learned it. So I don't show you things that are really difficult and really time consuming. It's extremely easy, it's fun, and it's fast. But again, I understand that a lot of people just don't like to craft, and that's okay. I will happily sell them to you. Okay, so you have it cut out, and that's the right side where you see more color, and that's the wrong side. Okay, so you want to take it and put the right side down on the table. You want to take your cotton rounds, and something that I want to warn you about is that you want to watch the thickness, because you'll get one out of the pack that's this thick, and then you'll get one out of the pack that's super thin, and you don't want your earrings to be that different. What it's going to do is just add a little substance to your earrings. It's just going to give them a little cushioning, a little padding, makes them fun. They won't just blow away in the wind. Gives them a tiny bit of weight, but they're still going to be super comfortable. Okay, so then I take the fabric tack, and it's just a clear drying fabric glue. Sometimes you're going to have to stick a needle in there to open it up a little bit, and I had one around, but I have no idea what I did with it. Let me see if I can find it. Yep, found it. It's actually not a needle, it's a head pin. And I just stick it, nope, I guess that didn't work. But stick it in the opening just to open it up a little bit better, because sometimes it was having a hard time getting out there. And what I do is, I'm going to take that off, and basically, and I hope you can see it, start to squeeze the glue down. I get as close to the edge as I possibly can, and I just go around the fabric, around the edge. You can go around it with your hand, or you can turn it like I do. I think I prefer to turn it. It's just easier for me. But the other way might be easier for you. Remember, I'm just showing you the concept. Do what works for you. And I'll tell you, the more of these you make, the more you'll really understand and be comfortable with it, and you'll develop your own concepts. You might do it a totally different way than I would do it. Then you take your cotton round, you put it in the center, as close to the center as you can get it. Remember, you don't have to be perfect. That's part of the beauty of things being handmade. They're not going to be perfect. Make sure you have, you're attaching wrong side of the fabric to the wrong side of the fabric. You're just basically creating a sandwich. So you're going to lay your fabric on top of there. Get it as even as you possibly can. And you're going to mash down the sides. Some of your glue is going to ooze out, and that's fine. Just make sure you're on a surface where that doesn't matter. You don't want to be on your antique table doing this, or any other crafting for that matter, without some type of protection for the table. Okay, now if you have a situation where the edge overlaps, this is going to dry really quickly, so you want to work fast and pull it even. And then you go around. Once you have it as even as you want it, you can just go around and squeeze the edges together. Okay, and so that's going to create the bottom part of your earring. All right, you're going to do the same exact thing to the top. I'm going to use this one. I've already cut the cotton round for this, the top part, because remember, this is the size that it comes in, but this is the size that I need it. Basically, I used this as a template, and then I trimmed around and made it just a little bit smaller so it would leave me some space around, I almost did it on the wrong side, around the edges to place the cotton round in, okay? So same concept for the top that we used for the bottom. Close to the edge. Go around. And remember, you guys, if you have any questions at all, I remember I got quite a few questions in the comment section when I did how to make paper earrings. I love that. Ask me questions, whatever you need to ask me. If you need to know where I found a particular thing, or if I'm not completely clear on how I did something, just shoot me a question in the comment section. I try to answer them as soon as possible. I love the questions. Okay, and again, you put the trimmed cotton round in the center and the fabric on top. That's my son knocking on the door, so I'm going to have to pause the video. I will come right back to you with the finished earring. Okay. So now that we have our 2 circles done, we have the smaller size done for the top of the earring and the larger size done for the bottom of the earring. Let me show you how easily it's going to be to attach the 2. You're going to need 2 jump rings. And I hope you can see those. Not I showed you earlier in the video. Take whatever tool you're going to use to make your hole, and you want to decide where exactly you want to place it. Now here's something I recommend, because you're working with the cotton fabric. Make sure that wherever you place the hole, you can feel that it's a little more sturdy than the other parts of the earring, because it's going to have some glue underneath there. So you want to find a spot on there. I mean, it's round, so it's going to end up being even either way you go. But find a spot on there that has quite a bit of glue under there, because that spot is where the fabric is going to be reinforced and the hole won't break through. So I found a spot here that I know has quite a bit of glue underneath. And I'm just going to take my hole punching tool and punch a hole. Now I'm going to take my pliers, and I think I showed you this on the how to make paper earrings video. When you're working with jump rings, you don't want to pull them straight apart. What you're going to do is twist one side towards you and one side away from you to get it to open. And you only need to open it a little bit. And put it through the hole, and then you do the exact opposite to get it to close. So you don't need to push it together, you just twist and twist. Okay? Now the reason I'm doing 2 jump rings instead of attaching the fabric directly to the other one is just to give it a little more space in between. I'm going to show you the difference in what it's going to look like too. Okay. With this one, I did the top, it's almost more of a little oval, and they're very close in size. So it was okay to put these 2 really close together. I hope you can notice that. But with this one, they're a lot different in size, and so I wanted there to be a little more space in between them. So I used 2 jump rings instead of using just 1 like in this pair. But you decide how you want it to be. You could even add more if you wanted more of a dangle. You could even add more. So you do the same thing with whatever the tool is that you're going to put a hole in. You're going to do the same thing with the other part. Find that part that has quite a bit of glue so that the fabric is reinforced. Ooh, that one has a lot of glue. Be careful when you're doing this too, because you can go through the fabric and easily go through your finger. So you want to take your time when you're working with that. And again, just for safety reasons, whatever tool you're going to use, make sure that you put it away safely. You don't want any crafting accidents. That's so uncool to explain. Okay. And again, you twist one side away from you and one side towards you. And this time we're going to loop it through the other jump ring. And then to close it, we're going to do the opposite of what we did before until we have it closed. Okay. And then we're going to do it again so that we can attach the fish hook. Now on this part, you really don't have an option of feeling around there to where you have the most glue. If you have a problem with that, and you know that that particular section that you're going to have to put the hole in is not going to be reinforced enough, go ahead and add some glue to it, and on the outside, on either sides of the earring, the front and the back, and then just let it dry. Once it dries completely, it'll be on there, and it dries relatively clear, so you won't have a reinforcement problem with it. So I'm going to go ahead and you might want to hold it up to make sure it's actually, you're hanging it from the right spot. Okay? Because if you don't, the earrings will be off a little bit. And you'll use the last jump ring for that. And I'm only using one to attach the hook. You can use two if you like, to give it a little bit more length and a little more distance between the fabric and the hook. For this particular purpose, I didn't see a need to do that, but sometimes I do. Okay? And that's it. You are pretty much done with your earrings. That's it. You're done. That's how you make them. Quick, easy, fun. They're lightweight and fun to wear, and you'll have them forever. Alright, I would love to see yours in different versions. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to like and subscribe and share. Bye-bye.